Hi everybody, Grax Bishop here, and this video is me documenting my journey that I took to try and fix my PlayStation 3 problem. The one where the HDMI port didn't appear to be working anymore, and I couldn't connect my PlayStation 3 to my ultra high definition TV via HDMI. This is actually a long video. If you happen to work for Sony, or if you work in the PlayStation scene, then I highly recommend you watch the entire video, because this shows you the journey that I had to take to get to my resolution. But if you just want to see how I resolved this issue, then you can skip towards the end of this video. I'm putting the timestamp on the screen right now as to where you should go. With that being said, let's get on this journey. Hi everybody, Grax Bishop here, and today is Tuesday the 13th of November 2018, and the PlayStation 3 saga continues. Okay, so for those who don't know, my PlayStation 3 was working absolutely fine in terms of the HDMI cable connecting to the TV, and then I updated it to version 4.83. That was, as far as I know, is the latest version of the firmware needed for the PlayStation 3, and the HDMI cable no longer works. I can no longer get a signal to the TV. And you might be wondering, but what's all this? Well, I'll tell you what, friends. I'm having to connect to the TV using an old-fashioned SCART. Well, composite cable with SCART to get this thing to actually work. And I've tried everything. I've tried everything to get the HDMI cable working. I've tried the system of resetting the visual display, which I believe is you push down the power button and hold it so it beeps once, and then you keep holding it until the second beep occurs, and apparently that is supposed to reset everything in terms of the visual display. No, that didn't work. I've even got to the point where I tried to do a soft restore, a soft reformatting of the PS3, so maybe that would actually work. So what I did then was I disconnected my account from this PS3 and then tried a soft reboot, a soft reset, and no, that didn't work, despite there being a clean install as far as I can tell. So I've lost all my games and I've lost all my saves. Despite that being on version 4.83 fresh, still doesn't work. So I'm taking to this last resort where I'm doing a factory reset. Please excuse the noise. I'm doing a factory reset, like a full reformatting, not a quick reformatting, and I'm going to see what actually happens. So let's take a look at this. Are you sure you want to restore everything? That's fine. I've already disconnected the account, or deactivated the account, I should say. Let's do a full format. Yep. And look at that. 18 hours and 30 minutes to do a big ass formatting, which is kind of weird, really, because this has only got 500 gigs hard drive. It's quite old. What kind of formatting does this thing do that requires 18 hours of work? Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's just do a big fat reset, and hopefully it'll also fix all my HDMI problems, which I suspect was caused when I updated to 4.83. So let's say yes. And the countdown begins. So now I'm going to leave this for 18 hours. Back in a moment. Okay, it's 8:30 in the morning. It's the next day. And I got this message saying, restore completed. Press the X button to restart. So let's see what happens. Okay, so press the X button. Probably just press the X button. The X is pressed. It's still connected to the SCART lead right now, as that message was indicating there. So let's wait. Alright, so now it's going through the starting process of setting up the machine. Yes. Just wait for it to connect. Oh, no, wait. Oh, that's not what it says. Come on, Grax, read it. I'm going to find a cable. Just bear with me one moment. Okay, so it's connected. Let's press the button. I'm from the United Kingdom. Yes, that's fine. I'll change this just in case it's got some weirdness about... what's the date today? Next. That's good, there we go. Next. Blah, blah, blah. Press X to finish the initial setup. Yeah, that all looks good. It doesn't... okay, an internet connection. We're connected by an Ethernet cable. Because I like connect things by Ethernet cables. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yep, I do not suffer from a photosensitive epilepsy. That's okay. What a lovely sound. Right, so let's go and check to see what version of thingy this is. Where is it? System settings. Blah 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 blah. System information. And oh look, it's still 4.83. That was very surprising. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting it to downgrade to whatever version it is. That doesn't bode too well for me. Alright, so everything's reset to default. I've got no games, nothing, absolutely nothing right now. Okay, let's just... Should I do a system update? Why not? Because something might have happened in the last 24 hours. No, nothing's happened in the last 24 hours. So, let's give this a try. Display settings, video output. Let's choose HDMI. In fact, let's just connect the HDMI cable for now. Here we go. It's inside. And is it inside the TV? Yep, it's inside the TV. Oh, you needed to see that. So let's try this, shall we? HDMI. Press the X button. The blah blah blah, 30 seconds, blah blah blah. Right, let's see what happens. Can we change it to... No! It doesn't work. There's no HDMI signal going out. It's... Okay, so what does that mean? That means that version 4.83 is still ruining things, right? Alright, I'm struggling for ideas, so let's turn this off, shall we? Let's turn this off because I don't know anymore. Alright, we'll turn it off. We're going to unplug the SCART cable. We're going to do the thing where we push it once. Wait for the second beep. There we go. That's the second beep. That means it should be reassigning it the display out to whatever it detects, and it should be detecting that there's a HDMI cable there, and it's not detecting that there's a HDMI cable there. Oh my god. What I guess this means is that I really need to try and downgrade my version of the PlayStation system so that it's no longer 4.83 and it's something else, because this is actually really annoying and I just want to play my PlayStation 3. The saga continues! Okay, it's yet the next day in the saga, and I've done a bit more reading into trying to solve this PlayStation 3 HDMI issue, and I haven't yet tried looking into downgrading the version number from 483 to whatever, because that sounds a little bit complicated and risque and into jailbreak territory, and I shouldn't have to do that. So I saw some more forums, and there's a couple of people that just said, oh yeah, I just unplugged my TV, I just unplugged my console, left it for a while, plugged it back in, and magically it worked. Well, I just happen to be in a situation where I've had my TV and my PS3 unplugged for quite some time indeed, and I'm going to give it a try, because why not? So I'm going to turn on my TV. There. The TV, it is turned on, and there should be nothing going towards it. And there you go. And you'll excuse the church bells, because the church decided to practice doing the church stuff. Anyway, so, no HDMI signal. We're going to... actually, let me just check what it says in the instruction. Okay, well, it's just nothing more than just turn it off and on and stuff like that. Okay, so let's plug in the HDMI cable. There he is. Here's the HDMI cable. Plug this into the back of the PlayStation 3. I don't know why you need to see this. See even that the right hole? No, it's not the right hole. Oh, this is really hard to do through the camera. I need a third hand. And come on, just get in there. Oh yeah, there you go. Right, it's in there now. So, I'm just going to check to see if it's in the back of the TV. Yeah, it's in the back of the TV. Very good. So, I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to turn it on the power source. I'm going to turn it on. What? Oh god, this is going horribly wrong. It's fine. Why is it not? I'm going to turn it on! There you go. So it is turned on. Let's see if it's pumping out a signal. No, it is not pumping out a signal. Right, so let's turn it off. It is turning off. Let's try the 2-second 2 beep reset idea. 1 beep. 2 beep. Is there a signal coming out of this thing? No, there is no signal coming out of my console. Well, that was worth a shot, I guess. That's right, Grax. The idea of doing absolutely nothing, and we're out of ideas. Well done. Alright, let's try something else. So what I've done now is I have forced my old Samsung TV to be on HDMI using my old Android TV box to force it into that port. My idea is making the TV stay on HDMI as I put it into the PlayStation 3 and do the display reset functionality with the 2 beeps, and it'll be forced onto HDMI. That's my idea. So whether this will work or not, I don't know. Let's try it. So let's unplug this. Let's plug it into here. Like so. Good. Let's turn off the console. So it should be turning off. There you go. It's off. Let's turn it off at the power, because why not? Turn it back on, because why not? Okay. So now let's do the 2 beep thingy. 1 beep. Two beeps. And is anything coming up? Anything at all? The church bells are ringing, which doesn't help at all. Really doesn't help at all. And it looks like that's not working. Great. So now I have a fully reformatted PlayStation 3 version 4.83 and the monitor doesn't work. The HDMI port doesn't work. Thanks, Sony! Okay, so HDMI still doesn't work, and we're plugging it into the SCART back, which I know works using the composite cable that came with the PS3. I'm going to try and reset this whole machine using the safe mode formatting functionality. And to get into safe mode, you push the power button on once, one beep, then two beeps, and then a double beep followed. And that'll get you into safe mode, and then figure it out from there. So let's try it. So it's powered off. One beep. Two beep, and I'm continuing to hold the button down. Three, oh, it turned off. One beep. Two beep. There's the double. Let go. And it should be going into safe mode. There you go. Connect the controller using a USB cable, then press the PS button. Again with the church bells. Let's see. So what we want to do is restore default settings file, rebuild database, restore PS3 system. Let's try that one. If you format it, you sure you want to do it? Yeah, sure, why not? Restoring default settings. Do not turn off the system. It didn't actually say how long this is going to take. It could be another 18-hour job. We'll find out. And if it is, I'll just turn it off because there's no point. What's going on here? It's turned off. It's turned back on. Camera's all blurry. It is a Sony. Okay, so it looks like it's just doing the whole starting again. Right, so, yeah. Something in night music. Look at that. 5.2i. What was the resolution again for a composite cable? Let's remind ourselves, shall we? Go to display. 576i. Delicious. Right, let's try this again. Choosing HDMI. Is it switching to HDMI? Flipping heck it, it's not. And it's... yeah, it's definitely plugged in. And yeah, it's plugged into the back. Fun. Let's put it back so that clearly didn't work. Alright, let's turn it off. Turn off the system. Okay, so the first time I did the safe mode reset, it didn't work. So I'm going to try safe mode and try different settings. So yep. Let's rebuild a database. Are you sure you want to rebuild this? Yeah, fuck it, why not? It shouldn't take a few hours because this is a fresh new machine. Fresh new machine, I say. Okay, it will be rebuilt. PS button. X. Rebuilding the database. And there it is. See, I told you, it didn't get it did get rebuilt, but because there's nothing inside it, because there's a fresh formatted PlayStation 3, it was really quick. So, let's see what happens, shall we? Yes. 576i, the important resolution. PlayStation button, go to display. 5769, let's change it to HDMI. Nope, still not coming out. Okay, so that didn't work. We're trying to rebuild the database, so I'm going to go back into safe mode again and try something else. Let's try this one. Yes, restoring the system storage, which I don't think there is any. But let's see what happens. So I don't know what this is going to do. Maybe it'll find something in one of its hard drives. I have no idea what this is going to do. It's just good. The fastest this is recorded will be restored. Let's try this. Let's try PlayStation button. Let's try this. Let's see if it's going to try and restore something. Yes. And remember, I've completely reformatted this hard drive, PlayStation 3, so there should be nothing on it. There should be nothing to be corrupted. But I'm going to let it do its thing, see what happens, see if it will actually fix the problem. Okay. Now we'll just wait for it to restart. Composite cable. Yes. PlayStation button, I'm getting ahead of you now. PlayStation 3. Display settings. Do that. And say that. Right. So, anything? Nope. Still nothing. And the cable is in. Yeah. And the cable is in. Okay, let's try the other cable, because who knows, man? Maybe the cable is the problem, even though I tested the cable and it should be absolutely fine. Go on, get in. Get rid of you. Plug it in. Oh, it's getting quite warm, actually. Alright, so the other HDMI cable is in. Let's try that. No, still nothing. Still nothing. Yeah, if downgrading is from 483 to something else like 4.82 or 1 or even 3.5, which is apparently the sweet spot for jailbreaking, if that doesn't work, then I'm really running out of ideas. Okay, so now I have tried downloading installer on the internet. I've put it onto this USB stick. I don't know if I formatted it right or wrong. I don't know. We'll find out in a second. But I'm going to try and update the firmware to, I think it's either 3.55 or 4.83. I'm not quite sure. It's whatever I found on the internet, but it'll be fine. We'll give it a try, shall we? So, I'm going to turn on the TV. Turn on the console. And I'm going to sit down. Okay, so yeah, extension cable. So what you need to do next is insert this into the console. This is going to be a bit fiddly with one hand. Yeah. One hand viewfinder. What? 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 All I did was I just nudged it. Press the PlayStation button. Okay, maybe, okay, maybe, okay. Maybe if I just wiggled the cable a little bit, maybe it's, no, that's the HDMI. Maybe, okay. What the actual f*** was that? Hold on, wait a second. It asked me for, it detected a cable. What the was it really is it really a case that the cable was just damaged? I'm yanking this back and I'm fiddling around with the back of the... What the actual... Alright, I'm turning it off. Turning it back on. Still connected to the composite. That was just exhilarating. The way it gave me a glimmer of hope and then took it away from me. And wait, there's no sound. There's no sound. What in the actual hell is going on? What the... No, not the game settings. Okay, what if I just wiggle this and just hang on. I'm trying to wiggle this HDMI cable here because maybe it's just... Maybe. But you saw that, right? You saw that. I didn't... Right, so if I just pulled it out, shoved it back in... I don't... Right, I'm going to try and turn it off. I'm going to try the resetting function again. Right, I'm going to fiddle around with the cable as well, see if that helps. Yeah. Yeah, that was my watch telling me there's some bootlegs. What the actual hell? I saw it! I saw it! Alright, let's try. I saw it! Right, I'm going to try and change the firmware by going to System Updates via Storage Media. There we go, fine. But let's try that. Let's try that again. I mean, it might just be a simple case of just doing this. Maybe something went wrong with the... maybe something went wrong with when I was trying to update it last time, because I turned the TV off, I wasn't paying attention, I might have done something odd with turning it off and on, I don't know. And it was constantly saying, no, it's got the latest version when trying to update it on the internet. So if we try this, where it's being copied off from the, it's copied from the USB stick, maybe it'll magically fix everything. But we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. And checking for updates. Okay, let's push the PlayStation button there. Yep. So it's now updating. It's now updating. Kind of makes me wish I paid attention to where I got that from. Alright, so it's installing it. That's good, that's fine. We'll just leave it like this. We might have to accelerate this video. Okay, so it's just finished the installation and it has restarted itself. So, yep, push the PlayStation button. Push the PlayStation button. Yep. In fact, let's find out what version this is. This is... where is it? System settings. And if we go down to system information, 4.83, fine. And then if we go to display settings, let's try that. Yep, change that. Let's see, do we have... No, we still don't have HDMI. Still don't have fucking HDMI! Alright, I have found a version of the Sony firmware. I hope it's official Sony firmware 4.82. And I've installed it on this stick right here, and I'm going to get this on the console now. So, let's try this again. I'm going to sit down for this. So, turn on the TV. Turn on the console. Might help if I plug in this. What's it called? Yeah, SCART cable, just so I can actually see something on the screen. Turn the TV on. Make sure it's actually turned on. I must have turned it off by mistake. That's fine. Good. Right. So let's stick the key in, and let's see. Do this. It's very fiddly with one hand, but that's okay. We'll just slot that in here. Good. Right. So push the button, and I said push the button. And we go over to here. System update. File storage media. What? Alright, I have no idea. I've tried doing it the official way. I've tried downgrading it for 4.82, which I found online, which I think is the official one. That didn't work. I tried 4.81 official from some random site. That didn't work. So official firmwares don't seem to work. Let's try some custom firmwares. I found this one called Ferox or Feror. I'm not quite sure. I'm not even sure this is going to work, but I'm going to try and install this Feror firmware. So I've installed the shoved the USB stick in, do a system update. Just wanted to check there's no game in the console. I just want to take out the cable as it was advised to do that. Install from there. Alright, found it. See, look, Ferox Cobra. There you go. Fine. Let's try that. So we're going to try and install it from here. Yes, I accept that. Although that's interesting. That was 2009. So we're going to try and install it. Now, Sony, you did this to me, Sony. I wanted to do it the official way. I didn't want to do any custom firmware jailbreaking malarkey. But I just want to play my bloody games. And more importantly, I want to be able to download... So yeah, like I was saying, I want to be able to do this the official way, but you forced me to download a custom firmware to get this up and running because I can't get the HDMI cable to bloody work. I can't even get angry, I'm just dead inside. Maybe installing the custom firmware via safe mode will work. Oh, that's rather interesting. It says 4.83 or later. Then press start and select at the same time. There we go. That's very interesting because it's almost like I read in a particular forum that the update has rewritten not just the hard drive but also the BIOS. So they won't accept anything less than that. Hi everybody, Grax Bishop here, and I've done it! I've solved my problem with my PlayStation 3. Finally, I can play my PlayStation 3 on my ultra high definition TV using a HDMI cable and using the latest firmware 4.83. And I want to share my success with you. I want you to know how I achieved such a thing. So, listen very carefully. Step 1. Buy another PlayStation 3. And that's how it all ended. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you want to see future videos produced by me. And you can also follow me on social media or using all these various different platforms. And my final word is, if you plan to update your PlayStation 3 to version 4.83, be very, very careful about this.